Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today here we are doing a second bonus episode for RE4 Remake. This time tackling the Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways. Yes, we're tackling it separate ways. We're doing another guide video. So this guide is going to be me going through, of course, with these guides. You know, the reason I get these guys to do is because to help you how to get little bosses and how to get through certain sections in the game with not too much problems, and helping you get through the higher difficulties as a hardcore and professional. However, I would say that the Separate Ways DLC, once you play a few enough times, at least a good 3 times, you will know the game inside and out. It'll be a lot easier to speed run once you know how to get through. And this is going to be actually split into 2. There's going to be a boss, and it's going to be a few sections. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the 5 bosses in this game. We have the first fight against the Vertigo 1 or the Placenta. The first 2 encounters. We have the El Gigante encounter. We have the Placenta boss fight itself, and we have Saddler. So we have 5 bosses in total. Plus, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in the area section that could be potentially be tough a little bit to go through. And these are actually, I have 3 areas. One is gonna be the night fight. Basically, it's the fight we have to get the golden bottle, and you fight a bunch of knights. There's an easier way to get through this section. And the second one, which is basically my favorite section in the entire game, which is the gun turret section. Yes, where there's a gun turrets and you have to skip by and everything. There's a way you can just speed through the entire section without doing too many things, and it tend to be a bit chaotic and lower difficulties. The third one, it's a specific one. It's a professional exclusive tip, which is showing you before the fight against the Placenta, you have to fight a garrador, right? On professional difficulty, they decided to have 2 garradors instead of 1. I have a specific method that I found by my own, a specific method to help you go through that section without too many problems. So yeah, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. Do this, do that, and as well at the very end, telling you tips and tricks of getting how to get an S+ rank in Separate Ways, which is actually easier. It's much easier than the main campaign, because main campaign tend to be bullshit, and the other stuff, it just tend to be ridiculous, and sometimes could be hard. Separate Ways is much easier, much simpler, and it's quick. So, yeah, enough that jibber jabber. Let's begin with the first boss, which is the first encounter of the entire DLC, the Black Robe boss fight. Oh yeah, fun fact. Fun fact's really what and just like the other, the guy I did for the original, I'll play on hardcore, and I'll tell you other tips. So yeah, let's begin. So the first boss I have to do is to deal with the Black Robe. Now the Black Robe, which is the first fight against Vertigo, is extremely easy. His weakness is his head, so you have to shoot his head, and it'll be a basically easy picking when this boss fight. Just shooting his head, consistent with the TMP or the Black Tower gun makes you tickles your fancy, I guess. And of course, since you start up the fight with a hand grenade and a flash grenade, which I'll get through it more later, is that once you definitely get through and you shoot him a bunch of times, when he goes to his when he roars, goes to his cloak form, basically what happened is he's summoning fake clones against you. He always appears behind you. If you go close enough, he'll be appearing right behind you. But the best way to do it is throw a flash grenade below between your feet. That will cause the real one to appear, and it's easy to shoot him. It's a lot easier to shoot. And this could as well work in the second phase of the fight, but we'll get to the second phase later. And of course, you know, shoot him a bunch of shots in the head and he dies. So it's quick, easy, and he's not that strong compared to his second form. Which leads me now to the second fight, the second placenta encounter, which is in the village. This can be a little bit of pain in the ass, but I recommend, of course, before starting the fight, I recommend buying the shotgun. The shotgun is a much needed weapon before doing this, and hopefully you get the rifle at the very start of the level as well. So, same tips and tricks, although he's a little bit more strong and he has like a bunch of new moves. He shows a lot of his moveset. What I do is, of course, parry his moves, and it's the same strategy. Although I would recommend to go at the end of where the entrance to the village. If you stay behind that wall with your back is covered, you can just stay there and go through that boss fight easily. That's like a new tip I found out when I actually played, when I did the pistol and knife run of the game. So it's a good method to do that. And of course, if you have no flash grenades, hand grenades will do as a substitute. Hopefully I have at least one or two hand grenades. Two hand grenades will be at least needed for the fight. And hopefully, once you do the melee attacks, I recommend using the rifle to shoot him in the head. Yes, use the rifle to shoot him in the dome for a little bit extra damage. And heck, sometimes the game will give you an indicator to do a knife attack, which is definitely a knife thing, similar to like how you do El Gigante and stuff. And by the way, the knife is very much good, and you have to use that to deal a little bit more extra damage. And with the shotgun, stick close to him and shoot him with the head. And of course, it's not the best weapon because, like, you know, the capacity is kind of 3 shots, so you reload it constantly. It tend to be bullshit, but it's not that bad of a part. And always keep your distance against him and parry his stuff. So, I'm nothing much to say really about this boss fight. Now, I believe this is probably the hardest boss fight in this one, this El Gigante fight. The thing about Gigante in this battle is, like, with your stuff, because the reason is your stuff that you have and the upgrades you don't have much stuff to upgrade. You don't have like a lot of weapons upgraded at that point in time. So this tend to be a bit hard, a little bit. It's a little bit difficult of a fight. But the best thing to do is, of course, go between rooftops. You have to deal with enemies coming at you. And you have to deal with El Gigante basically smashing the hell out of him. By the way, shooting him in the face will actually cause damage. By the way, and of course, recommend to have the explosive bow gun that you get at the factory. Get the bow gun and basically shoot him. He'll take a few shots with the machine gun and a bit of shotgun, shoot him in the face, of course, and use the parasite. The thing is, in this, they recreate this boss fight very similar to the original, because if you flash him, he doesn't go down on his knees and get stunned easily like in the main game. He actually gets stunned in his eyes, so he's basically getting like fully like stunned, like normal stun basically. Not like, oh, he's now down on his knee and now you can shoot him. So it's not as easy. He's a little bit stronger in this one. So really recommend to go through, you know, just go intertwine between roofs. Occasionally if he breaks, find another roof. There's a bunch of roofs, and once he gets stunned, what you can do is, of course, shoot him with the, of course, like use the knife sequence. He'll take about 3 knife sequences to die. So yeah, take about 3 knife sequences. And I know I'm commenting this. Well, I'm not watching what I'm playing, by the way. To let you guys know, I'm just like commentate this like blindly. I commentate this shit like completely blind. So tips: if you have some flash grenades, use them. You have some hand grenades, use some. Don't use all of them. Use at least like the 2 each, you know, just in case. And use, like, of course, like the bow gun once you're out of bow gun ammo completely. I recommend to just put the bow gun, put the storage, so you can get around, get some stuff like herbs. There's herbs. There's grenades around when he breaks. those shacks, he will. They will occasionally like, but most of the time they'll drop herbs and they'll drop other like stuff. So yeah, it will drop or like first aid sprays and not first aid sprays, freaking grenades and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, distance, shoot him in the parasite, shooting the parasite with the bow to cause the most damage, and yeah, hopefully you don't have much problem with the boss fight. Now is now for the proper placenta boss fight. Yes, the U3 boss fight's returned. And before starting this fight, so the tip is you can actually cheese the first phase of the fight by having two items. If you have the flash grenades and plus you have the hexagon, the amulet, the hexagon like emblem, because that will what it does is increases your your melee strength by 20%, and you can actually cheese the first fight. This is just like a straight up like thing for my brain, and you can just basically flash melee consistently. You can do it every single time, and then by this point, the exclusive upgrade for the rifle, the exclusive ticket, you'll get it for the rifle, of course. All you do with the rifle upgrades is just upgrade the firepower once, and then get the exclusive. That's gonna be enough for you to last through the entire game. Genuinely, the entire game. You'll be freaking perfect. You'll be flying. So yeah, that's like the best thing to do. Use some explosive bows, of course. Very good to stun him a little bit. And yeah, it's very easy for a section. It's extremely easy, very simple. When it comes to the second phase, his weakness is basically his little mouth and like at the end, in the worm, and as well the tail. This phase is a little bit easier. I think it's a little bit easier. So of course, shooting the sweet spot with the rifle, which deals tons of damage, and of course keep the distance. Watch out for his watch out when he lay eggs. When they blow up, he lays down parasites. So if you walk on them, they'll deal damage. And there's gonna be Novistadors. I don't know why the heck Capcom is having Novistadors with boss fights. They're very they just love putting that particular enemy, and I literally hate that enemy because of it. I hate that enemy because having them in the boss fight, which is stupid as hell. Shoot him with the pistol or TMP or whatever gun you feel like. Throw some hand grenades. If you have some heavy grenades, you might find some, or if you have a hand grenade, use it. When you get stunned, use the L2 button. It'll take 2 cycles of that. With the rifle exclusive, it'll basically melt this boss fight extremely easy. Make the boss fight literally quick. Now for the final fight against Sadler. Well, honestly, this is how it goes. Yeah. Just get a rocket launcher, kill him. His regular fight, if I fight him regularly, like normal, is shooting his head with the rifle. Is a good idea to shoot his head with the rifle. Keep your distance against him. And there are some moves that he does. When he goes and vomits around the screen like he did in the regular boss fight with Leon, he shows his eye. So that's a perfect opportunity to shooting in his mouth, and he'll get stunned. He will take about 2 cycles of the 2 knife stab cycles so let the placenta to die. And of course, watch out for his moves. Some of his moves tend to be a bit dangerous to go through. So yeah, that's all for the boss fights. Nothing really much to say. It's easy, it's simple. It's really have nothing much to say because that's basically my extent of knowledge of the boss fight. So now is time for the normal sections, which is first is the night room, and second is going to be the gun turret section. Now, for the night section, the reason a lot of people could have struggles with it is because of one thing and one thing only, and that is the freaking use of the crossbow. The knights are easy to kill. The best thing to deal with the knights is literally be close up to the close and personal. Aim upwards with a shotgun, even with no firepower upgrades. You shoot them, and they get stunned immediately. They get stunned pretty well. It might take 2 shots at least, 2 shots maybe, but 100% one shot, they will go down and they get fucked. Of course, keep your distance with these knights, parry them and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to, once you kill the first 2 knights, the bowgun guys will come in. They will come in from normal up to normal to hardcore to professional. These guys are the reason why this room can be pain in the ass to deal with. I recommend to either throw a hand grenade or shoot them with a shotgun or shoot with a TMP or something to stun them. Use a shotgun at least, blow both of them off to have at least a bit of chance to maybe counter the knights or do anything like that, or do whatever they even want to do with the knights. Then turn around, shoot them back again. It's good to try to go in circles. And then of course once they will appear twice, by the way. They'll appear twice on hardcore. They'll appear once you kill them both. There's another 2 they'll appear up. Or you can just use the rifle. You can aim pretty well with the rifle, shoot them in the head, and try to basically, when it comes to the knights in general, shoot them in the head, get all the parasite be spawned, and then throw a flash grenade. Like it was in the original. That's the exact same method. And if you watch what I do, it'll make basically the fight a little bit easier. It's not that bad of a section, but there's probably gonna be some people who might struggle with that section on higher difficult. Might struggle with that section. Maybe they don't have enough healing items. So that's gonna be like a way to do it. So yeah. Next we have by far the best part of the game, to be honest, the gun turret set. Basically the turret fight. I would call this one. Basically, where a bunch of enemies coming in. So, recommended to do is first dodge the fires of the turrets. Go from the center to the right, and wait until the all cool down. You go and aim the grappling hook. This is where you need to run with a shotgun in your hand. Have a shotgun in your hand, always equipped at all times. Here's the issue, because if you don't equip the shotgun be in Ada's hand, they'll do the full animation of them like getting the shotgun in their back, and aim might take a little while. You might get hit or something. So always run, shoot with a shotgun. Have 2 flash grenades, at least 2 flash grenades, just in case if something crazy happens, or have 2 flash grenades at least, or 1 flash grenade, 3 just in case if you're for emergency, if you're not doing well. Run. Put the freaking press the button. You run all the way there. Press the button on the top to go through the area. Throw a flash grenade as soon as you go halfway through. If you go through the bridge, as you saw in the video, throw a flash grenade. Then, or just shoot the explosive barrel. Then go around. They will run. There's a little bar. Jump. Shoot the zombie. Shoot the guy. Molotov cocktail. Run. The thing is that the turret will focus directly on the enemies. That's the good thing about it. So we use that to our advantage. You run. If the laser is not connected to the enemies, the big turret ones, go to the far left. Don't go to the right, far left. Run your way until you hit the grappling hook so you can finish through the level. It's quick, it's easy, it's not that difficult. However, you also have some issues with it, but this is the best method. It's just a speedrun method. Basically, it's a speedrun method. It's pretty good. Now, lastly, the last section. This is a pro mode exclusive, the dual garrador fight. This part, in particular, the reason I recorded this is because the people might have problems to get through that part. Because after this, you have to fight a boss. So you don't have maybe you don't have much ammo nor much stuff. So here's my method. This is my own method. Is go to the right where the armored one is. Then the left's gonna be the regular. Go to the armor, shoot the armored one to basically wake him up. Be behind him at least a good chance. Shoot once with the rifle, or shoot twice with the. So shoot once, he still takes the hit, and while the other chain is off, shoot again in his back, and he dies immediately. He takes 2 shots in the back to die. So this is the best way, and then you have to deal with the regular one. So you do whatever you want to throw a hand grenade to stun him, or heavy grenades to stun him, or throw a flash to stun him fully, and then shoot him in the back and he dies. That is the best method to go through him, because this can be a bullshit section. Because if you keep all of them alive, and you keep most of the enemies, because there's gonna be, and another thing that's bullshit about the section is they have the parasites that jump on the enemy's body and they go wild. So this section can be tough and can be a pain in the ass to deal with. Because this, and you can do this as well, but you can't do it on hardcore because his location, the armor garrador, is actually in the middle. So it's gotta be a bit tough. Maybe if you go to the left side, shoot him up. Try to sneak in a shot if you can, but I don't think it's possible. I just let him go loose crazy and all that shit, and then just try to kill him. So that is the best method to get through that section. It's the best method in my opinion. It took me a couple of attempts, but it was a good method to go through. So yeah, that's the end of that method. Now we're getting to the final part of the video, the how to get the S+ rank on hardcore. Let's start with hardcore first. So, prior to doing the run, I recommend completing all the merchant requests to obtain the elite knife. The elite knife is basically the infinite knife, and the knife is infinite as is. You don't need to have any exclusive upgrades. You don't need to do any crazy upgrades to get it infinite. It's infinite from the start, so from the get-go, which is really a good weapon to get. It's one of actually the best weapons to get on the run, because it's very helpful and very useful tip. Another tip is that the weapons you need are basically, my weapon usage are the blacktail handgun, the regular rifle, the shotgun. Probably the only shotguns in this mod, and none other shotguns she uses. The TMP, which is a good gun, at least just for the hell of it sometimes. Every now and then I can use it every now and then. The bow gun, of course, because it's very handy for at least one fight or something. Which is gonna be the gigante fight. So anyway, let's get down to the merchant quest. That's one thing I need to talk about. The thing about separate quests I like is that the merchant quest, the amount of spinels you get is a lot. You get a lot of spinels for one mission. The first side quest, which is definitely the medallion, is worth 6 medallions. So in the original game, in the main game, you'll get from 4 spinels to 8 spinels. Well, here from separate ways, it's from 6 to 10. Yes, 6 to 10 spinels per side quest. And the side quests are actually much easier. There's no side quests that involving you killing like a secret boss or a sub boss like it was in the main game. Hence why there's no sub boss, there's no like stronger threat in separate ways. It doesn't exist. So yeah, it doesn't exist, which is pretty good. So it makes like the whole run a lot easier to go through. It's not going to be a hassle or a headache. So I would recommend when it comes to doing the run to do all except for the island ones. There are a total of seven side quests. 2 in the village, 3 in the castle, and 2 in the island. Recommend doing every single one of the village and the castle, enough to get, the right amount of it. The ones in the castle, especially the bug one, the very last one, is optional. I recommend the last side quest to do is the one that gets you the bug treasures, because like one of the requirements to get the bug treasures, you have to kill a regenerator that's basically houses that. Is in the tube, one of the tubes, and the other is actually in the first regenerator that Leon encounters. So these are the 2 locations that you can find this thing, but the second one you just find it in the glass container, so you got that one. Next thing to do is what the items to get. Is there any weapons? What the things you must buy? You must buy, of course, some. You need to buy some stuff. For example, the flesh grenade recipe is much handy. Of course, you get that in chapter 4. The thing is, when it comes to charms, which you can buy charms in this, I recommend there are about 3 important charms, and the last one is pretty much optional. It's very optional. It's not something you must have. And they are the Don Esteban, Don Manuel, which is both of them have you have a higher chance of doing some crafting bonuses. Your crafting bonuses increase by 10% when it comes to the rifle and shotgun, respectively. The Manuel is the rifle, and I think, was it Emmanuel? I think I think Don Diego and Don Esteban are the ones to get. So yeah, Don Esteban actually gets you the rifle. The Manuel and Don Diego get you the shotgun. So get these 2 charms. And as I think I've already mentioned this. In the boss fight, getting the hexagon amulet. So the hexagon amulet thing, which increases the melee. I recommend getting that before you'll get this pretty soon in the game. If you need to get this prior to fighting the PESANTA boss, to just cheese them. So you need that just to cheese them up, to make the fight last, it takes, less time. It's a kind of a speedrun tactic. It's really good, and you can just cheese him up with melee the hell out of him, and you take basically a lot of health away from him. So that's that one. Now, what should I spend my spinels on? This is where the 4th one, which is exclusively for the spin the traits part, is the Ada Wong one. The Ada Wong, it's basically adds the ability that what she can do is use her grappling hook to remove shields. That is good for the island sections, especially for the island sections. It's not good for the castle, but for the island sections, I recommend getting that in chapter 6. Getting that in chapter 6 is a perfect idea to put this in 6. Get that one, and it will help you get rid of these enemies with armor, so you can just kill them off, and it makes it easier. Now, the other thing about the trade is getting the exclusive ticket. How much is it? It's 25. And honestly, it's really good, and it's easy to get. It's actually a lot easier to get than it was in the main game, because the main game, to get about 30 spinels, you have to actually complete all the village side quests, and the one with the strong threat tend to be painful, and some of them the requirements. Some of the side quests are you have to like use the you have to trade things, that actually kind of will get you come in handy and stuff like that. And useful stuff. So that's that one on the list. So, and what is gonna be the weapon 2 exclusive? Of course, it's gonna be the regular rifle. All you need to do with the regular rifle is upgrading the firepower once and get the exclusive ticket to it. That's all you need. That's just genuinely all you need to completely eradicate the bosses. It's really, if you want to upgrade the firepower a little bit more, that's optional. But I recommend upgrade the firepower once and get the exclusive. Upgrade for the regular sniper rifle, the first rifle. You'll get, by the way, the first rifle actually in the very first chapter. You'll get it at the where it's in the air. It's a little shack where you hit the weights to bring the catapults. It's in the table. So it's on the table. It's easy to get. It's easy to miss, by the way. I kind of like missed it when I first played the game. So I got it now. So I got that one. And when it comes to buying stuff, I had to buy the shotgun, of course. It's obviously to buy a shotgun because the shotgun's pretty good. So yeah, that's another like good tip to do that. And if you have enough, spinels, and as well when it comes to cases, by the way, I recommend getting the vintage case. The vintage case, what it does is increasing your chance of getting green herbs. That is very, very helpful. And if you guys saw my playthrough, on my first time playthrough in the game, I got the vintage one immediately straight off the bat because it was really, really good. It is really, really helpful. It's very, very useful. It really gives you, increasive chance of getting green herbs, which is very handy. Because if you have no healing items, and heck, you saw, and when I opened the inventory, I saw the vintage one. Because the vintage one, even like, I believe it's pretty good, but as well like the design, the looks of it looks amazing. I love the inner case. It's actually my favorite one of the entire series. It felt like dusty. It felt wood. It felt like it's wood. It's like it's like the interiors are looking nice. I like the case interior. It looks beautiful. It's one of my absolute favorites. Next to the gold one. The gold one, the gold for the main game. That gold for the main game looked beautiful as hell. So got that one as well. So I think that's basically all you need to do. And if you play the game a few times, you'll get used to taking routes, taking places. Once you get the stuff with like the stuff I talk about when it comes to trading, the 3 most important things are the exclusive ticket, the vintage suitcase, and you get the Ada Wong charm. The Ada Wong charm, though, is optional. It's pretty much optional. The other 3 charms I talked about earlier, they're very handy and they're very useful. And when it comes to rifle upgrading, I recommend upgrading the, other than the firepower upgrade, you need to upgrade the reload speed and firing speed a little bit faster, as well like the reload. Speaking of which, the shotgun, upgrade the firepower one time and try to upgrade the capacity at least like twice. And most of the reload speed like one time, so you can get consistent shots as well as firing speed. The fire rate sometimes kind of slow as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit slow, a bit sluggish as well. So it's a little bit sluggish. And once you get all these things down, and plus with the guide I got earlier in the video, it'll be good. And of course with the Professional S Plus, of course get the Rooster Hat, as of course Rooster Hats, of course. You really don't need to get the Chicago Sweeper, honestly. Like, Chicago Sweeper and getting, the S Plus on Professional, you really don't need it. Like, genuinely, from, the tricks I do, it's not that difficult to pull it off. But Chicago Sweeper in the main game, I kind of understand because the game is longer and the save, and, there are some bullshit sections, and, the enemies tend to be extremely aggressive when it comes to the castle section. They still are in the professional difficulty in separate ways, but it's not that bad. It's not that severe. It's pretty tame compared to the main game, if you ask me. It's pretty tame. It's really, really tame, something that much. So yeah, hopefully once you get this, you can get the outfits, get the unlockables you need, get all the points, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this guide helped you get through separate ways a lot easier. Hopefully makes your trip to getting the highest rank, or getting the S plus rank a lot easier. And hopefully, if you want any more advice, please comment down below. Because if you want any more advice, I will be doing a stream. I'm not sure, probably by when this video's been released. I'll probably already have done a stream of Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways S Plus run. Maybe if I didn't, then alright. So yeah, that's all. That's pretty much at the end of the video. Comment, subscribe, like. My goal is to inform subscribers. And I hope this guide helps you. I hope this guide really helps you. And yeah, follow my social media. My social media is on the down below. And yeah, that's it. And thank you for watching, and see you later. Take care.